Welcome students in the biology class. I am Anjana Venipuri and I am going to teach you biology. For bio subject, I want that you should make one single notebook and divide the notebook from the middle into two equal halves. The first half can be used for CW purpose and the second half can be used for HW purpose. Till last week, bio class was taken by Sheikh sir, but now onwards I am going to continue. Sir has already introduced all of you to our first chapter, that is nutrition in plants. So let us have a look on the content of the chapter. In this chapter we are going to study about the nutrition, autotrophic nutrition, photosynthesis, importance of photosynthesis, heterotrophic nutrition, and returning nutrition to the soil. The very first topic, that is nutrition. It is a process by which an organism gets the nutrients needed for its growth and development. As we all know that all the living things need energy to perform their daily work and for their daily activities, for the basic functions of their body, they need energy. Can you guess from where do we get the energy? Yes, you are right. We get energy from the food that we eat. So what is nutrition? Nutrition is simply getting nutrients for our growth and development is called nutrition. I feel now you are familiar and you have understood the term nutrition. So let us move ahead. All the organisms obtain food or nutrients in different ways. Like we eat food directly, but there are plants also which cannot eat the food directly like us. So that all the living organisms obtain food by different methods. The methods of obtaining food are called modes of nutrition. You can see on your screen. On this basis, the nutrition can be divided into two groups. The very first, autotrophic nutrition, and the second one is heterotrophic nutrition. Now let us study about autotrophic nutrition. It is a kind of nutrition where a living organism makes its own food using simple substances that it gets from its environment. Now I hope something is coming in your mind. Which is the living organism which does not depend on anyone? They can prepare the food on their own. Yes, my students, you are correct. They are the green plants. They are actually the producers in the food chain. As you know, green plants can prepare their own food. They use energy trapped from the sunlight to prepare their food through the process of photosynthesis. And I hope you all are familiar with the term photosynthesis as you have studied about it in your previous classes. Photosynthesis, it is the process by which green plants prepare their food by using carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. I have given one chemical formula. Carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight gives the byproduct, that is glucose and oxygen. So after photosynthesis, what do we get? What is the result? It is glucose, that is sugar, simple sugar, which we call glucose, as well as oxygen. And you know very well oxygen is very important for us for the respiration. So autotrophic nutrition means the living things which prepare food on their own without depending on anyone. And the main example is green plants, and green plants prepare food by the process of photosynthesis. Now let us have a look on the process of photosynthesis. In this process, I know that many of you remember it, but even then I want to recall it once again. In this process, what happens? Carbon dioxide is taken in through stomata present in the leaves. You know, stomata are the tiny pores present in the leaves, and where they are present actually under the leaves, on the inner surface, under surface. But in few plants, it is also present on the upper surface. So stomata are the tiny pores through which carbon dioxide is taken in. Water is absorbed from the soil by the roots and transported to the leaves by xylem. Now you might be thinking, what is xylem? Like in our body, there are many blood vessels, arteries, veins, capillaries, which transport blood from one part to another. Like from the heart, it is getting pumped to different organs. In the same vein, plants also, just to transport water and just to transport food from the leaves to different part of the plants, there are some tiny pipe-like structure which are known as xylem and phloem. About it you will study in the chapter later on. Right now, xylem are the tiny pipe-like structures which helps to transport water from the roots to the different part of the plant, especially towards the leaves, because leaves are the food factory of the plant. Leaves are going to prepare the food. So mainly xylem transports water from the root till the leaves so that the process of photosynthesis can be performed. Green color pigment, I know you remember it, that is chlorophyll. And what is the function? Yes, it traps the energy from the sunlight. The main function of chlorophyll is to trap energy from the sunlight. This trapped energy convert carbon dioxide into oxygen and glucose. Carbon dioxide along with water into oxygen and glucose, and then finally the byproducts are formed, that is glucose, simple sugar, and oxygen, which is released out again through the stomata. The glucose is utilized by the plants for its growth and development. But if there is excess of glucose, again it is stored in the plant in the form of starch. Now again you can see on the screen there is a new term, guard cell. Guard cells are actually two bean-shaped cells that surrounds a stoma. Stoma is the singular form used for stomata. Guard cells, what is the function of guard cells? They actually control the opening and closing of stomata. Stomata, you know, they are the tiny pores present in the leaves which helps for the exchange of gases. So these tiny pores open up. When do they open? They open up by the help of guard cells. The guard cells open, carbon dioxide is taken in, again the guard cells are shut or closed. Later on, after the process of photosynthesis, again the guard cells open. They release out oxygen and some water vapor by the process of transpiration, and again it shuts. So let us have a look on the video. Can you see how the guard cells are opening and closing? So now let us have a look on importance of photosynthesis. The very first point is plants store excess glucose as starch. You know very well that plants prepare food in the form of glucose, that is simple sugar. It is utilized by the plant for its growth and development, and later on whatever glucose or the simple sugar is left, it is converted into starch and again stored in different part of the plant, and that part is eaten by us as food. So this starch is consumed by animals as their food. The third point is the oxygen released after photosynthesis is used by plants and animals for the process of respiration. The last point is this helps to maintain the balance between oxygen and carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Just because of photosynthesis, we get oxygen, the most important gas for the living things. Without that, we can't survive. and that we get from the plants. And how do we get? We get it after the process of photosynthesis. So my students, now we are going to end up the session, this topic, and let us have a look on some extra information. In this chapter, the extra information about this topic that I have decided is that we know very well that leaves are known as the food factory of plants. They are actually the kitchen of plants because leaves are the one which prepare food for the plants. But in some plants like cactus, the process of photosynthesis is performed by the stem instead of leaves. Second point, that is that many times the students feel that there are some colored leaves present in their garden or somewhere in their surrounding. Some leaves are having white colored or red colored spots on them, few are maroon, and we feel that where is the chlorophyll? The green color pigment is not at all there. But no, actually these leaves, these colored leaves also have chlorophyll, but due to the other colors we are unable to see the chlorophyll, and these leaves can also perform the process of photosynthesis. So there are many students who might be having this doubt that if the leaf is green, yes, they are doing photosynthesis, but if it is of any other color, how do they perform? But yes, they can also perform the process of photosynthesis. So these are the two extra information that I have given on this topic. And now let us have a recap. Today we have studied about nutrition, two modes of nutrition. First, autotrophic nutrition. Second, heterotrophic nutrition. Then we have studied about autotrophic nutrition, that is the green plants which can prepare their own food without taking help of anyone else. And how do they prepare the food? They prepare the food by the process of photosynthesis. What is the process of photosynthesis? It is when the plants prepare food by using carbon dioxide, water, chlorophyll and sunlight. They prepare their food, and what is the food prepared? That is simple sugar which we call glucose, and at last oxygen is also released, which is very important for us. And importance of photosynthesis I have already given. Extra information is also given, and in the very next session of this chapter we will go through heterotrophic nutrition. So I want all of you to make the notes in HW notebook, that is the half part of the notebook, which will be divided into CW and HW. And for the next day, that is for tomorrow, I want all of you to read heterotrophic nutrition topic from the book given on page number 4. So I want you to read, get ready, and let us meet tomorrow. Till then, bye.